Hello there. Good evening in Middle-earth, as you can see. This is the Middle-earth Visitor, and I'm going to do a quick video for you today on the auction house system. So, here I am standing in Bree, at the south gate, where there is an auction house. So I'm going to nip in there now, and I'm going to demonstrate a little bit about the system, how it works, and you know, how to post an item, how to search for things, etc. So here we go. So there are auction houses all over Middle-earth. Oh, rude! You just jumped right over my head. How rude! How rude! Just because you're a mighty tall little elf. I don't like you, Mark. Yeah. Anyway, that's for jumping over me, just because I'm a hobbit. Pretending we little folk aren't there. Right, anyway, sorry about that little burst of immaturity there. I'm just going to click on the auctioneer here.
Greetings,
There are
friend.
auction houses all over Middle-earth. There are several in Bree. When you click on the auction house panel, it comes up with a panel like this, which has a list of different categories of items that you can search for. A little bit like the auction, just like the auction house in other well-known, massively multiplayer online games. You can buy and sell items to and from other players. You can either sell them for a set price, or you can put yours up for auction for the highest bidder. So, first thing I'm going to do is show you how to search for things. So, first thing, easiest way to search is you can look at the category you want. So, let's say I'm looking for, I think I'm going to look for some daggers, because if I just check my character panel by pressing C, I can see that my sword is only level 20 and I'm level 26. So, let me see if I can find any decent weapons for sale. So, I'm going to go to weapons. I can either hit search on weapons, or I can be a bit more specific. I want some daggers, because it just suits burglars. So I'm going to click on dagger. Comes up with lots of weapons. Now, it's not filtered, so you've got level 60, level 124. That's no use to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort it at the top by level. And I'm going to, and there we go. I've got, search it. Yeah, okay, so the lowest level dagger is 50. So what I might do is just click on weapons altogether. Can't use any daggers, and can't use any other weapons either off here, which is a shame. Okay, so it looks like I'm not going to find a new dagger today. However, that potent dexterous hammer of fate looks nice because that's got good stats for me. That's got agility, vitality, fate, and finesse. It's level 29. So what I might do is buy that now, and then I've got a decent weapon ready for when I level up. Although actually, good point to note, when you look over the tooltips, you can see one-handed hammer is in red. That means, because I'm a burglar, I'm not allowed to use hammers. So if I find a different weapon, if I take, for example, the sword, okay, that's too high level, so I can't use it, but it is still. But it would be usable if I was a high enough level, because one-handed sword is in white. So look out for things in red, because they suggest you might not be able to use them. So what I might have to do in a bit instead is see if I can find any weapons from the skirmish camp, or maybe I can get one of my other characters to make me some level 25 daggers. So, okay, so that's how we search for things. I'm going to show you how to put a bid on. So if I just pick something at random. So let's look at this enduring birch short bow of the hunter. Right. So if I wanted to buy that for, say, one of my other characters, you can see you've got two prices. The top one is the current bid that's on the weapon, which is 50 silver. The buyout price is 200 silver. So I could just buy it out, or I could put a bid on. So what I'm going to do on that one, I'm just because to see, for the argument's sake of the video, I'm going to put a bid on to that item. And it says your bid for enduring birch shortbow of the hunter has been placed successfully. Now what I can do is I can come back later and see if anybody's outbid me, but I'll also get a message in the mail to tell me if somebody's outbid me. So that's the other possible option there as well. If I want to have a look what else I can get, let's have a look at some jewellery. Let's see what jewellery is available. Now there's some lower level jewellery available here, which might be useful. So let's have a look. Engraved bloodstone ring, vitality and might, not bad. I'm looking for agility though for my burglar as a main stat. However, I'd also be happy with maximum morale. We'd also be happy with critical rating, which is excellent for burglars as well. Vitality and might, will, maximum power. Ooh, 34 agility. That's decent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy that out because I definitely want that, and it can replace my recruit's bracelet of Erulan, which has got a much less agility. So I'm going to click on that. As you can see, there's a bid price or there's a buyout. This time I'm going to buy out the item. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around, and near every auction house there's always a mailbox. I'm going to click on the mailbox, and Guild of Trade, auction 1, polished opal bracelet of agility. So I'm going to detach that item. It's landed in my inventory, and I want to replace the recruit's bracelet of Erulan there. Now if I right click it, it will replace the first bracelet that I'm wearing, but I don't want to lose that first bracelet because that one had 18 agility, 26 vitality, and it's better than my recruit's bracelet. It's purple background instead of green, so it's better. If I click it, it will always replace the first item. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that this time onto the second bracelet, because you can wear 2 bracelets at a time. So now I have my brand spanking new ring that I bought off the auction house that was crafted by Roxy. Heads up, Roxy, thank you very much. And that is going to help me out a little bit. That's going to increase my agility and my physical mastery as a burglar. Okay, so that's buying items. If you have a VIP account, you don't need to visit a mailbox. You can access the mailbox remotely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to show you how to post an item. Now, it's a bit of an art working out what are the best items to sell, because some things are good for making money, some things don't make as much money. Weapons and armor don't make as much money as they should do on the auction house, really, unless they're very specific or really quite, powerful ones. Maybe sort of blue or gold weapons. They tend to make more money, but generally, plain stuff doesn't make as much cash. But what makes good money at lower levels is often crafting materials. So you can see in my bag here, I've got quite a lot of crafting materials. My burglar is an explorer, which means he has all the gathering professions. He has the prospector and the forester professions. But he also has the tailor profession. Now, he can't make anything with any metal ingots or any scholar materials because he doesn't have those professions. But you often gather these things through questing and through mining other materials, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of those up for sale. So I'm going to start with the barrow iron ingots. I'm going to sell those first. Now if I click in the search bar, it's always good to do this. First off, type into the search bar what it is that you're looking for. So I'm going to type in barrow iron. I'm going to see what comes up. So as you can see, there are 22 chunks of barrow iron ore for sale by Nathaniel and 5 chunks available by Hordensau. There are no barrow iron ingots for sale on the auction house at the moment. So that gives me the ability to kind of set my own price. He's selling 22 chunks of ore for 2 gold. Now I've got 6 ingots. 22 chunks of ore would be crafted into 11 ingots, so they're kind of equivalent to about 11 ingots. So my 6 is about half of what he's selling. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the post. I'm going to drag my barrow iron ingots up here. You've got into the post tab. I'm going to drag them. I've dragged them onto the top here. I've got a posting fee of 11 copper, which is nothing really. Now I can change the duration of the auction. I always put my auctions to 48 hours because that gives the maximum chance of people seeing it. 48 hours is quite quick anyway. If you're part of a kinship, you can set the auction to kinship only, so only people in your kinship can buy. That's quite good if you want to put things up for sale for, relatively cheap. For relatively cheap prices for your mates. But Tomash isn't in a kinship, so I'm not going to bother with that. So he was selling his gold for about his barrow iron for about 2 gold. I'm going to put a buyout price of 999 silver, and I'm going to put an initial auction price of 499 silver. Okay, so I'm going to see what that throws up. Now, that might sell, it might not, depends on how much money people have at lower levels. But the reason crafting mats sell well, one of the reasons, is that often people have their higher level characters buy stuff for their lower level characters to rank up the crafting. So you can get more for your crafting materials than you might think. Although barrow iron is only like the second level of the crafting tier, you can actually get more gold than you'd expect, even though at that kind of sort of level 15 kind of period you might not have loads of gold. Lots of people at high levels will have lots of gold, so they can afford. So 999 silver isn't a lot for them. So I'm going to put that up there. I'm going to click post auction, and there we go. My auction is up for 2 days, and it says in my chat window, your auction for barrow iron ingot has been posted successfully. So all I can do really now with that is wait. Now I can, if I want, I don't have to put a buyout price in. So what I could do, I've got a few bits of low grade steel, so I'm going to put those up. Now they've taken a lot of processing, but often the main reason people buy crafting stuff is to level up the crafting profession. So because my low grade steel ingots have already gone through a lot of processing, they might not fetch as much as other things. However, if you're a weaponsmith, for example, but you don't have the prospector profession, you still need to buy ingredients. You still need to get ingredients to level up your weaponsmithing. So they might sell. So what I'm going to do, although there's more of those, I think I'm going to put in the initial 499 price, but I'm not going to put a buyout price. So I'm going to see how that goes with just bidding. All right. So I'm going to post that up, and there we go. 2-day auction. There is no buyout price, so people can stick some money on there, see if they want them, just like eBay. All right. Sorry, other auction websites are available. So that's essentially how the auction house works. If you click on bids, you can also see the items that you have bids on. So remember earlier I placed a bid on my enduring shortbow of the hunter. Now if I want to, I can increase my bid. So it was 52. I'm the high bidder. But what I could do if somebody had outbid me, is I could increase my bid, and click there. It doesn't give me the option to do it at the minute because I'm the high bidder. But if I get a notification in the mail that somebody's outbid me, I come back here, I can increase my bid, and off I go. Hopefully I'll win that. Not that I need it on this character, but you never know. I do have a lower level champion somewhere that might make use of that bow as an extra bit of kit. Other items at higher levels that do sell an awful lot, if I put in something like, I don't know, if I put in Amphalas Crystal and see what comes up. Okay, so some things fetch a lot of gold consistently. So for example, you've got here Amphalas Crystal of Remembrance, which you need for your legendary items to increase in power and to add extra legacies. If you're not at 50 yet, you won't know what that means potentially, but essentially at higher levels these kind of things fetch a lot of cash. So if you happen to get one of these at any point and you haven't got any legendary items yet, if you happen to come across them, if they're being given out for free in the trade channel, for example, which sometimes they are, jump on it, get in there straight away, send that person a tell, because that, even if it's not useful to you at the minute, can fetch you a lot of gold. In fact, if I take the crystal bit out and just put in Amphalas, you also got scrolls of anything with Amphalas on it, scrolls of delving, starlit crystal, all of these things are used for legendary items later on, and they actually make a lot of cash. So yeah, any of those that you get hold of, any of those that you can snap now for free, not the potions so much, health potions, but any of these other items, really, really worth a lot on the auction house. Another thing worth doing, another little tip, I mean, if is to have a look for equipment on here because it doesn't sell very well often, or because sometimes it's hard to sell the equipment. Sometimes you can get stuff really cheap. So I'm going to look at my medium armor, and I'm just going to see what there is in the medium armor category at my level. So potent dexterous leggings of fate, so some decent stats on those. Battle scarred armor level 47, so it's and you see how cheap that is, 501. I mean, I don't need it at this point because it's a bit too high level for me, but only 501 silver, and that's a teal, cyan, blue. I just say blue. There's a bit of an argument about whether it's blue or teal, but that's a blue piece of armor for level 47, and that's only 500 silver. So that's really, really cheap. So if you stuck with a bit of a gap in your gear, take a look on here. It's really worth having a look to see if there's any decent gear on here, because it really is a very cheap place to get gear, and sometimes you can get really lucky. I mean, take a look at that, level 80 Eastern combat armor. This is guild crafted gear that somebody has made. So that is a really, it takes a lot of effort for somebody to make that, and it's only selling for 5 gold. So look around, check out the auction house regularly, because things change all the time. So things change all the time. There's a hardcore of players who are putting stuff up quite regularly. But yeah, keep an eye out for what's on there, because it is definitely worth a look to see if you can rank your characters up, rank your armor and your gear on your characters up, without too much effort. Like I say, especially if you've got a bit of a gap. So yeah, brilliant. All right, so I think that is all I can think of to say about the auction house. Oh yeah, final thing. When I go on the post tab, you can see I've got 2 out of 10 slots available. Now, if you're a free to play account, I think you have 5 slots available at the start. If you go VIP, you get 30 slots available on the auction house. I've purchased 5 extra slots. I'm not currently VIP at the moment, so I've got the 5 that come with it, and at some point, I can't remember, months and months ago, I purchased 5 extra slots for the auction house from the LOTRO store. And so yeah, so there is a limit to how many items you can post at once, but really good way to get around that is mail those items to your other characters and use your alts to post things instead. Alright, well, thanks very much for tuning in to this video, and yeah, so thanks very much. Also thanks for some of the new subscribers I've had in the last couple of days. Really appreciate you signing up. That's absolutely brilliant. Hit the subscribe button, check out some of my other videos, and I'll be back to see you soon. Ciao!